Garden Furniture Renovation by Awais Bakari. So welcome to my video. It's been a real challenge, I must say, to renovate this tired looking garden set into something a lot more pleasurable to look at and also use for many years to come. As you can see in these pictures, they are very tired looking, and some of the subsequent videos will show you the journey that I embarked on, some of the lessons that I learnt, but also some of the pitfalls I wish to save you from if ever you were to embark on such a journey. So enjoy. So the set comes with 2 single seats, a double bench and a table. So this is the sorry state that it's in at the moment. The table was in a lot worse situation than this. And hopefully through this video I'll show you how to renovate these beautiful cast iron benches to renovate your garden. And this has to be one of the most important ingredients or tool required for your renovation work. Viewers' discretion is now required, as there's going to be a lot of pain. So the bench ends have now been done. They look really nice, finished in a glossy black external paint. You can see right at the end over there you've got my table ends, you've got the 2 single benches, and here is my double bench. So these are already prepared, awaiting the slats to be delivered, and they should be with me in the next couple of days, which is a good thing because it's allowed me to do a few more bits of preparation really. So I've ordered my carriage bolts, which is the M8 by 15mm, and I've got 100 of these all together, and they are zinc plated, so which is important in terms of the external elements. I've also ordered 100 of my washers, and so that the construct will really look a little bit like this, where the slats will be sat at the top there, and then you have the metal at the bottom, and then this will be where my bolts will be fastened. And this is the right size for this type of bench. If you've got it, then that's the kit that you want. And if you see me put that in, they go really straight forward, and that's what you want them to do, glide straight in. Obviously once that's taken out, and it glides back and forth. So that is the right size for this set if you're renovating these garden set. So that's the bolts that you need, as well as the washers, and also I'll explain later on, but you also need a multi-purpose screws, which are required to just keep some of the timber together. So I've been quite fortunate in the sense that I had the old, I think it was redwood. This is the 6cm by 2cm slats that were used for the table and the majority of the benches. And then I've had my 4cm by 2cm slats, which are around the top end of the benches, around about where you see them here. So that's where they were used, and I'm going to use the same set really, same configuration as what we had previously. One thing that I've done is I've used one of these old slats. I've made a flush cut, and I've identified where I'm going to place my drill hole. And this is like my pilot holes, and this is what I've come up with on this side. And so this will give me a uniform position of where I'm going to place my 8mm wooden drill piece, and that will be hopefully uniform in my 6 by 3 is what I've ordered, rather than 6 by 2. But also for my 4 by 3cm wood, I'm going to place that over like so, and I'm obviously doing this with one hand, but you can see that I'll be able to align it with the masking tape that I've already prepared, so then I know I'm in the middle, and I'll make my cut there. There are obviously other ways in which you can do that, but this is the way that I've done it, and I'm just going to keep this one template that's going to allow me to either pencil mark this through there, or actually use that to place my drill piece through. So the next stage will be the acceptance of my slats, and then it will be priming them with a good varnish, make sure they're well oiled, and then they'll be ready to be drilled and then installed. So I'm absolutely delighted. The slats are now here. I spoke to Timber Source last night, quite late actually, and they said we're going to make slight amendments to your order, and we'll have it out by tomorrow morning. And I've looked at the tracking. It was sent in the depot at 5 in the morning, and it ended up from Bristol all the way here to my house in the north of England. And there you go. So I'm going to open these up and measure them and ensure that we're ready to rock and roll. These were the old bolts, and you can see they were quite difficult. I don't think this is the right fixation to use a Phillips screw. They became quite rusty, so I had to use an angle grinder. So as you saw in the video, I hammered the slats out, and then these were exposed, and I just used an angle grinder, and the bolts came off, and that allowed me to prepare my bench and table set. And this is the slats now unwrapped and aligned with the double bench here, the table which is there. I've got my 2 single benches there, and it's been quite exciting. I've laid them all out. I'm just going to talk to you briefly about how they all sit. So these are the sizes that we can see. You see that the sizes are quite different at the start. I've got 2. Just put these next to each other here. So one is a 6x3, the other one is a 4x3. So the 4x3s are your first 2. Sorry about the lighting, but it's this one here and this one here, and then the rest are all your 6x3 until you get to the last one, which is this one here at the top, and this curve will take the last 4x3 there. And that's the same with the other side, so that's laid out there. And then coming over to the double benches, it's actually quite straightforward. We've got exactly the same configuration of 9 6x3s, but it's a different length, and I'll write this on the next slide for you. And then I've got my 2 4x3s here and 1 4x3 at the end, again in the same layout as what we've done for the single benches. And then coming on to the tables itself, we've got 10 pieces of your 6x3s, which is at the top. And then these will be running perpendicular just to give some added support. Both at, so you've got these 2 at one side, these 2 on the other side, and then on top of that we're going to be running the 10 slats. So I need to start varnishing and preparing this wood, the timber and wood to a high standard. And then once they're prepared, we'll be drilling the holes and then hopefully getting onto the assembly part. The aim at the moment is to make sure that we are able to overlap my slat in such a way as per a template or a dummy slat that was used from my first dummy, which was here. So I used this initially, and then all the subsequent drill holes have been made through this template. So you do that and you just basically knock it down. And then as I undo that, hopefully it'll leave a little mark there. And that's where I'm going to use my drill hole to drill these. I've actually done all those over there, so there's a lot to do still, and these ones have already been pre-drilled. So I've just got a lot to work on, and then next stage will be to varnish it or try to prepare the timber. This is the invoice from Timber Source, and I must commend Seth, who was brilliant in his customer services to ensure that I got the right timber for my project. So take note of the measurements. So now that I've managed to drill all the holes in the respective areas on the slats after measuring them, the next stage is to put some Danish oil in. So just have a look how this translates. So put that there, and you can just see how it just brings out the colour of the timber This is Sapel, as you can see. So it really brings out a nice, if you do it against the grain, it really makes a beautiful, beautiful feature there. So that is what I've been doing. So I'm just going to show you. So that's what it looks like in a bit of a fair distance. That's on my table tennis table. I do apologise. So this is what I've still got left to do. Not many. I've still got to do some pilot drill holes there to complete. And then if we just go over here, that's all the timber that have actually been treated with the Danish oil. And so once they've got 2 coats, so coat, sand, coat, sand, coat, and then sand, hopefully the next stage will be to varnish it with my yacht varnish, and that'll hopefully lock all this in. And before I do that, what I will do is actually just dry off the excess oil by using some white spirit towards the end. So it's making its appearance. So look how pale that looks compared to the Danish oil. Beautiful, really is. Let me just compare this side. Oh, focus is a bit out. Beg your pardon. Oh, beg your pardon still. There you go. And there. So again, just have a look. What you see there, just push this down. And just look how that brings out the beautiful Sapel there. Who would have thought, eh? I would have turned out to be a bit of a wood geek. Well, there you go. Once the timber had been oiled and then dried and then subsequently varnished on 2 occasions, it was ready to be assembled, and look how beautiful it looks. All the timber now has been placed and bolted tightly. All the accessory harnesses have now been fastened, and it's ready for its final coat of varnish and then to see the great British outdoors, albeit in winter.